The quantum research facility hummed with an electric tension that Dr. Lena Rostova had never experienced before. Nestled deep within the Siberian research complex, the facility represented humanity's most advanced exploration of quantum mechanics and interdimensional communication. Lena's fingers danced across holographic displays, her emerald eyes reflecting the intricate patterns of quantum wave simulations. At 35, she was considered a prodigy in theoretical physics, with a reputation for pushing boundaries that most scientists deemed impossible. The laboratory was a marvel of modern engineering. Sleek white surfaces, transparent quantum computing stations, and walls lined with advanced monitoring equipment. Each device represented years of collective human innovation, a testament to the relentless pursuit of knowledge. Something was different today. The quantum resonance patterns were behaving unexpectedly, creating interference patterns that defied all known mathematical models. Lena leaned closer, her dark hair pulled back in a tight ponytail, concentration etched across her features. "Victor," she called to her research assistant, "run a spectral analysis on these quantum signatures. Something's unusual." Viktor Petrov, a lanky computational physicist with wire-rimmed glasses, approached the display. His fingers moved swiftly, recalibrating sensors and running complex algorithms. "These signatures don't match any known quantum fluctuation models," he muttered, a hint of excitement breaking through his typically reserved demeanor. The quantum array began to pulse, a soft, rhythmic vibration that seemed to resonate beyond the physical constraints of the laboratory. Lena felt a strange tingling sensation, as if the very fabric of reality was stretching, preparing to reveal something profound. "Isolate the frequency," Lena instructed, her voice calm but charged with anticipation. "We need to understand what's generating these signals." The quantum computers began processing at unprecedented speeds. Algorithms designed to decode complex interstellar communications word to life, attempting to make sense of the mysterious transmission. Suddenly, a holographic projection flickered to life, a complex geometric pattern that seemed to pulse with an inner light. It wasn't random. There was an intelligence behind these quantum whispers, a deliberate attempt at communication that transcended traditional understanding. "This isn't natural," Victor whispered, his hands trembling slightly as he adjusted the sensors. "These quantum signatures suggest an intentional transmission from somewhere beyond our current comprehension." Lena's mind raced. Quantum communications had been a theoretical possibility for decades, but actual evidence of extraterrestrial quantum communication was something entirely different. The implications were staggering. The geometric pattern began to shift, its complexity increasing with each passing second. It was as if something, or someone, was trying to establish contact, using the fundamental language of quantum mechanics as their medium of communication. "We need to document everything," Lena said, her scientific training overriding the surge of excitement and fear coursing through her veins. "Every single data point, every fluctuation. This could be the most significant discovery in human history." Victor nodded, his fingers flying across the holographic interfaces, capturing every nuance of the quantum transmission. The laboratory felt charged, as if they were standing on the precipice of something monumental. Little did they know that this quantum whisper was more than just a scientific anomaly. It was the first tremor of a connection that would fundamentally challenge humanity's understanding of its place in the universe. As the geometric pattern continued its mesmerizing dance, Lena Rostova realized that everything she thought she knew about physics, communication, and possibly even existence itself was about to be rewritten. The quantum whisper was just the beginning. 48 hours after the initial quantum transmission, the research facility had transformed into a hive of controlled chaos. Government officials, military strategists, and the world's top scientists converged on the Siberian complex, each eager to understand the implications of Lena's discovery. Dr. Nikolai Volkov, the facility's senior director, stood beside Lena in the central command room. His weathered face reflected a mix of excitement and apprehension. "The quantum signature is unlike anything we've ever encountered," he muttered, studying the holographic projections that now covered nearly every surface of the room. Lena nodded, her mind still processing the incredible data. The geometric patterns they had initially observed had evolved, becoming more complex and structured. It was no longer just a random transmission. It was a deliberate attempt at communication. "We're dealing with something far beyond traditional communication methods," she explained to the assembled team. "These quantum signatures suggest an intelligence that can manipulate fundamental physical laws in ways we're only beginning to comprehend." A communications specialist named Alina Krukov interrupted, her voice trembling slightly. "We've detected a response pattern. It's like the quantum signature is adapting, learning from our attempts to decode it." The room fell silent. The implications were staggering. Whatever was sending the transmission was not just communicating, it was actively engaging with human technology. Suddenly, the holographic displays flickered. The geometric patterns began to transform, resolving into a more recognizable form. It wasn't just data anymore. It was taking shape, creating an image that looked eerily like a star map. "It's showing us something," Victor said, leaning forward. "A location, a trajectory." The star map began to pulse with different intensities. Certain star systems were highlighted, connected by intricate quantum lines that seemed to defy traditional understanding of space and distance. A junior physicist named Dmitri gasped. "Those star systems, they're not just random points. They're creating a navigation pattern." Lena's mind raced. This was more than a simple communication. It was an invitation, or perhaps a warning. Just as the team began to analyze the quantum star map, the facility's advanced sensors began to detect something else. Subtle gravitational anomalies started to appear in Earth's orbital space. They were small, almost imperceptible, but definitely present. "We're being observed," Dr. Volkov said quietly, a hint of both fear and fascination in his voice. The quantum transmission continued, its complexity increasing with each passing moment. It was clear now that humanity was no longer alone in its understanding of the universe. Something was reaching out, something intelligent, deliberate, and potentially beyond human comprehension. Lena looked at the star map, her scientific mind working overtime. "This isn't just a message," she whispered to herself. "This is a challenge." The first contact was happening, not through traditional means, but through the fundamental language of the universe itself, quantum mechanics. As government officials scrambled to understand the implications, Lena knew one thing with absolute certainty. Humanity was about to embark on its most significant journey of discovery. The quantum whisper was no longer just a scientific anomaly. It was the beginning of something much larger. The stellar interference had begun. The global response to the quantum transmission was swift and unprecedented. Within days, the world's leading research institutions and military think tanks had been mobilized, creating a unified task force dedicated to understanding and potentially defending against the unknown quantum threat. Dr. Lena Rostova found herself at the epicenter of humanity's most critical technological challenge. The research facility had been transformed into a high-security command center, with experts from every conceivable scientific discipline working around the clock. "We can't just wait and hope," Lena told the assembled team during an emergency briefing. "If these quantum signatures are a prelude to something more, we need to develop a technological response that goes beyond traditional defensive strategies." Viktor Petrov unveiled their most promising development, a quantum adaptive response system they had begun developing even before the mysterious transmission. The system, nicknamed HFY, was designed to not just receive and analyze quantum communications, but to actively interact and potentially counter them. "It's more than a defensive mechanism," Victor explained, his fingers dancing across holographic interfaces. HFY is essentially a real-time quantum translation and response protocol. It can analyze incoming quantum signatures and generate adaptive counter-responses. The military strategists listened intently. General Mikhail Sokolov, a stern-faced veteran with decades of strategic planning experience, leaned forward. "Explain that in simple terms. Can this system actually defend us?" Lena stepped forward, her explanation crisp and precise. "Imagine if we could speak the same fundamental language as the transmission, not just understand it, but actively communicate and potentially negotiate through quantum mechanics itself." The room buzzed with a mixture of excitement and tension. The QARS prototype represented a quantum leap in human technological capability, a system that could potentially bridge the gap between human understanding and whatever intelligence was attempting to communicate. As they ran initial tests, strange things began to happen. The quantum adaptive response system didn't just receive and analyze the transmissions, it seemed to be learning from them. Each interaction made the system more sophisticated, more responsive. Dmitri, the junior physicist, noticed something extraordinary during one test run. "The QARS is developing predictive algorithms," he said, his voice a mixture of awe and concern. "It's not just responding to the quantum signatures, it's anticipating them." The implications were profound. Humanity was no longer just passively receiving a mysterious transmission. They were actively engaging with it, developing technology that could potentially match or even exceed the communicative capabilities of the unknown entities. Unexpected side effects began to emerge. The research facility's computational systems started exhibiting enhanced capabilities. Quantum computations that would have taken months could now be completed in minutes. Computational models became more complex, more intuitive. "We're witnessing a technological evolution," Dr. Volkov observed, watching the systems adapt in real time. "It's as if the quantum transmission is teaching us as much as we're trying to understand it." General Sokolov saw the potential beyond scientific curiosity. "This could be the most significant technological advancement in human history," he muttered. "If we can harness this, we're not just defending ourselves, we're leveling the playing field." Lena understood the gravity of the moment. The quantum transmission was more than just a message. It was a catalyst, pushing human technology to heights never before imagined. As night fell over the Siberian research complex, the quantum adaptive response system continued its intricate dance of communication and adaptation. Humanity was no longer just receiving a message from the unknown. They were preparing to answer back. The technological uprising had begun. 3 weeks after the initial quantum transmission, the world teetered on the edge of a transformation unlike anything in human history. The quantum adaptive response system, QARS, had evolved beyond anyone's wildest expectations, becoming a living testament to human potential and adaptability. Dr. Lena Rostova stood in the facility's central control room, her eyes fixed on a holographic display that pulsed with intricate quantum signatures. The initial fear of the unknown had transformed into something more complex, a mixture of scientific curiosity and profound determination. "The resonance is stabilizing," Victor announced, his voice tinged with a combination of excitement and exhaustion. The team had been working around the clock, pushing the boundaries of human understanding with each passing hour. Suddenly, the quantum display shifted. What had once been seemingly random patterns now formed a structured communication matrix. It wasn't just a transmission anymore, it was a dialogue. General Mikhail Sokolov watched the display, his military background struggling to comprehend the nature of this unprecedented interaction. "Are we communicating?" he asked, his gruff voice barely concealing his amazement. Lena nodded slowly. "More than communicating. We're establishing a resonance protocol, a way of understanding each other that goes beyond traditional language." The QARs had discovered something profound. The quantum transmission wasn't an invasion or a threat. It was a test, a complex, multidimensional probe designed to assess humanity's potential, its adaptability, its capacity for understanding. Dmitri, analyzing the data streams, made a breakthrough discovery. "The transmission is creating a kind of quantum empathy network," he explained. "It's not just sending information. It's attempting to understand our cognitive processes, our emotional landscape." As the team delved deeper, they realized the true nature of the communication. Whatever intelligence was behind the transmission was studying humanity, not as conquerors, but as potential partners in a cosmic dialogue. The psychological implications were staggering. The quantum resonance was revealing the depths of human resilience, creativity, and emotional complexity. Each interaction peeled back layers of human potential that had never been fully understood. "We're being evaluated," Lena whispered, her mind racing with the implications, not through our technological capabilities, but through our capacity to adapt, to understand, to grow. The facility became a crucible of human potential. Scientists, military strategists, and philosophers worked side by side, each bringing a unique perspective to this unprecedented encounter. Unexpected changes began to manifest. Team members reported enhanced cognitive abilities, improved problem-solving skills, deeper empathetic connections, a heightened sense of collective purpose. General Sokolov, typically a man of rigid military thinking, found himself experiencing something extraordinary. "I'm seeing connections I never saw before," he admitted during a late-night strategy session. "It's like the quantum transmission is expanding our collective consciousness." As the resonance protocol deepened, humanity began to understand something profound. This wasn't a threat to be defended against. It was an invitation, a chance to prove that human potential extended far beyond their limited understanding. Lena looked at her team, exhausted, exhilarated, transformed. They were no longer just scientists and military personnel. They were explorers on the edge of a new frontier of human understanding. The quantum transmission pulsed, waiting. Humanity was about to answer, not with weapons or fear, but with the most powerful force in the universe, the collective human spirit. The resonance protocol was reaching its critical point, and everything was about to change. The world held its breath as the quantum resonance protocol reached its most critical stage. What had begun as a mysterious transmission had transformed into a global phenomenon that challenged every fundamental understanding of human potential. In the Siberian research facility, Dr. Lena Rostova stood at the epicenter of a transformation that would redefine humanity's place in the universe. The Quantum Adaptive Response System, QARS, had become more than just a technological marvel. It was a bridge between human consciousness and an intelligence beyond comprehension. "We're experiencing quantum entanglement on a species-wide level," Victor explained to the international panel of scientists and military leaders. The holographic displays around them pulsed with intricate patterns of light and energy, revealing a complex network of quantum connections that seemed to transcend physical limitations. Unexpected global phenomena began to manifest. Scientists worldwide reported simultaneous breakthroughs in seemingly unrelated fields. Medical researchers discovered revolutionary healing techniques. Engineers developed materials that defied previous physical constraints. And mathematicians unlocked computational models that seemed to bend the very fabric of reality. General Mikhail Sokolov, once a skeptic, now looked at the data with a sense of profound wonder. "It's like we're being upgraded," he muttered, watching as computational models revealed layers of human potential previously thought impossible. The quantum transmission was no longer just communication. It had become a catalyst, a transformative force that was reshaping human understanding at its most fundamental level. Dmitri, analyzing the quantum signatures, made a startling discovery. "The transmission isn't just sending information," he announced, his voice trembling with excitement. "It's creating a quantum network that connects human minds, allowing for instantaneous sharing of knowledge and experience." Global communication networks began to change. The Internet transformed from a system of information exchange to a living, breathing quantum network. Barriers of language, culture, and distance began to dissolve as humanity experienced a collective consciousness unlike anything in recorded history. But with this profound connection came challenges. Not everyone was prepared for such a fundamental shift in human experience. Some experienced overwhelming sensory input, while others struggled to maintain individual identity within the collective quantum network. Lena understood the delicate balance. "We're not losing ourselves," she explained during a critical briefing. "We're expanding. discovering potential we never knew existed. The quantum entanglement revealed humanity's most profound strength, its ability to adapt, to grow, to overcome seemingly insurmountable challenges. The mysterious intelligence behind the transmission was no longer seen as an external force, but as a catalyst for human evolution. Military strategists watched in awe as global conflict zones began to experience unprecedented de-escalation. The quantum network made traditional concepts of national borders and ideological differences seem increasingly irrelevant. "We're becoming something more," Dr. Volkov observed, watching the quantum signatures dance across the displays. "Not just as individuals, not just as a species, but as a collective consciousness." As night fell over the research facility, the quantum network continued its intricate dance. Humanity stood at the precipice of a transformation that would redefine everything they thought they knew about existence, consciousness, and their place in the universe. The quantum entanglement was complete, and nothing would ever be the same again. The final stage of humanity's greatest journey was about to begin. The final stage of humanity's quantum transformation arrived not with a thunderous revelation, but with a quiet, profound awakening that spread across the globe like a gentle wave of understanding. Dr. Lena Rostova stood at the window of the Siberian research facility, watching the world outside. A world fundamentally changed yet eerily familiar. The quantum network that had connected humanity had become more than just a technological marvel. It was a living, breathing manifestation of collective human potential. "We're not just communicating anymore," she told Victor, who stood beside her. "We're co-creating." The mysterious quantum intelligence that had initiated contact had become something of a collaborative partner rather than an external force. Humanity had proven itself not through military might or technological superiority, but through its remarkable capacity for adaptation, empathy, and collective growth. Global challenges that had seemed insurmountable began to dissolve. Climate change solutions emerged from collaborative quantum thinking. Medical breakthroughs happened simultaneously across continents. Scientific discoveries that would have taken decades now manifested in moments of collective inspiration. General Mikhail Sokolov, who had once viewed the quantum transmission as a potential threat, now understood its true nature. "We're not being conquered," he explained during a global conference. "We're being invited to evolve." The quantum network had become a bridge, not just between human minds, but potentially between different forms of intelligence in the universe. It revealed that communication was far more complex than simple language or technological exchange. It was about understanding, about shared experience, about the fundamental interconnectedness of conscious beings. Dmitri, tracking the quantum signatures, made a final profound observation. "We're not just receiving information," he said, his eyes wide with wonder. "We're participating in a cosmic dialogue that extends far beyond our previous understanding of reality." The transformation was not without challenges. Some individuals struggled to integrate the expanded consciousness, experiencing moments of overwhelming connection. Psychological support systems emerged, helping people navigate this new collective experience. But overwhelmingly, humanity embraced its new potential. The quantum network revealed the best of human nature: compassion, creativity, resilience, and an infinite capacity for growth. Lena reflected on their journey. What had begun as a mysterious transmission had become a catalyst for humanity's greatest leap forward. The unknown intelligence that had reached out was not a conqueror, but a catalyst, a spark that had awakened humanity's true potential. "We're not just surviving anymore," she told her team. "We're becoming something more." As the sun set over the Siberian landscape, the quantum network pulsed with billions of interconnected human experiences. Thoughts, emotions, discoveries, and dreams flowed like rivers of light, transcending every previous limitation. The quantum transmission had revealed a fundamental truth. Humanity's greatest strength was not in its individual capabilities, but in its capacity to connect, to understand, to grow together. They were no longer just observers of the universe. They were participants. They were becoming.